From Bridge to Terabithia to Good Witch, Bailee Madison grew up on the screen. So what's she been up to in recent years? A music debut, starring in an acclaimed series, and a whole lot more. In 2011, Bailee Madison starred opposite Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler in the feature film Just Go With It, playing one of Aniston's kids. In a 2016 Build series chat, Madison said she still has fond memories of the movie.
I mean, whenever people mention the movie, it's like it takes me back, and it was one of the nicest sets that I think I was on, and also my whole family.
When asked about her experience working with Aniston, she was quick to gush about her.
She's amazing. The kindest and most beautiful and generous and warmest person ever, and I love her.
While promoting the movie's release back in February 2011, Madison, who was just 11 years old at the time, chatted with Clever TV about her role and the work she did behind the scenes.
Well, my character is Maggie, and she's very dramatic with everything that she does because she wants to be this huge superstar.
Just Go With It may not have been a hit with critics overall, but Madison was praised for her performance. As one critic wrote, she's a terrific young actress, has great comedic timing, and if she keeps pursuing her acting career, she may become a big star one day. That prediction wasn't wrong. Since Just Go With It, Madison has appeared in over 24 films, including The Strangers, Pray at Night, and the Netflix original A Week Away. While she's certainly had success on the silver screen, the TV side of Madison's filmography is nothing to sneeze at. In 2015, she scored a main role on the Hallmark Channel series Good Witch. Arguably one of Hallmark's best original series, Good Witch was based on the movie franchise of the same name. The show brought back several beloved actors from the made-for-TV movie franchise, but Madison was a totally new addition. She took over the role of Grace Russell, daughter of the titular Good Witch Cassie Nightingale. Ahead of Season 3, Madison opened up to Crooked Forest about how thrilled she was to be a part of the franchise, saying, "Nerves definitely existed as I was the newbie to the Good Witch family. I was stepping in hoping I'd be accepted into the family. Of course, being a part of something with Hallmark Channel means it's going to be a wonderful experience." And accepted I was, and I'm so thankful to call these people my second family 3 years later. After 5 seasons, Madison disappeared from Good Witch. However, there were no hard feelings regarding her exit. On Instagram, she expressed her gratitude for the experience and shared that she felt it was time to move on. While many high schoolers are preoccupied with studying for exams, looking for after-school jobs, and figuring out what they want to do after graduation, Madison's younger years looked a little different. In 2016, she took the first steps toward becoming a producer. Her first production credit was Annabelle Hooper and the Ghosts of Nantucket, an adventure mystery movie she starred in as well. The following year, she worked on A Cowgirl's Story. In 2017, Madison chatted with Just Jared Jr. about wearing multiple hats while making A Cowgirl's Story. She told the publication, "While the scene was happening, I'd worry about my acting, the rest of the actors, make sure everyone was hitting their marks, hear a line and make a mental note to rewrite it, in addition to wondering if our horses need a break, if our crew is good, and if we are on time." She again worked as both an actor and co-producer in 2021 on Netflix's faith-based musical A Week Away. She told Peer magazine, "This has genuinely been, I think, the most hands-on I have been able to be. It allowed me to really find my voice when it comes to being a woman behind the scenes and behind the camera."
I'm, Avery.
Nice to meet you, Avery.
As if Madison wasn't busy enough with acting and producing, she's eager to keep expanding her showbiz horizons. In a March 2017 interview with Pop Culture Principle, she shared that she'd like to try directing too, telling the publication, "I think doing a project where I star in, write, and direct would be so amazing. Directing is a specific goal, and I look forward to being with the actors and sitting down with them and creating a character with them. And creating moments with them would be amazing." In a March 2018 interview, she hinted at when we might finally see her make a shift toward directing, saying, "I love being in front of the camera, but 5 years from now, maybe I'll want to be behind the camera completely. I know that's one day where I feel like it will take me, directing and giving back what I've been so blessed to be able to learn." In 2020, Madison made her directorial debut when she helmed the music video for Worse by New Hope Club. Madison had just wrapped up on A Cowgirl's Story when Losing Brave, her debut novel, was released in January 2018. The actor co-wrote the young adult mystery novel with her friend and Reader's Choice Award finalist, author Stephanie Miller, which centered around high schooler Peyton Brave and her attempts to find out what happened to her missing sister. In October 2018, Madison explained how her book came about, saying in an interview, "My dear friend Stephanie Miller and I were going over script notes for a film I was producing, and she stepped in to rework the script.
I was like, would you ever want to write a book? And I was like, let's write a book.
Bailee Madison's relationship history isn't particularly long, which may partly be due to the fact that she apparently met her perfect match back in April 2019. Blake Richardson is a guitarist and singer in the three-man pop band New Hope Club. As it turns out, New Hope Club's music was what connected Richardson and Madison in the first place, but they didn't get together right away. On a June 2024 episode of The Drew Barrymore Show, Madison opened up about their relationship origin story. She shared that she reached out to Richardson on social media after becoming a fan of his music. Though there seemed to be some sparks right out the gate, Madison didn't pursue anything at that point because she was seeing someone else at the time. She told Barrymore,
I said, hi, I really like the band. He asked my number, I didn't respond. And then a year later, we reconnected.
As fates would have it, they happened to cross paths on a dating app.
I had his number in my phone, but the app made me be like, oh my gosh, because I hearted him. And he hearted me back in 10 seconds.
Since Madison and Richardson got together, they've been open about their relationship on Instagram, with both of them frequently sharing sweet moments together. From birthday tributes to supporting one another's professional projects, it's clear the two are meant for one another. In 2010, Pretty Little Liars, a series based on Sarah Shepard's book series of the same name, premiered on Freeform. The show, which was a smash hit, ran for 7 seasons and spawned multiple spin-offs, including a series that premiered on HBO Max in 2022. And who better to play one of the new Little Liars in Pretty Little Liars Original Sin and Pretty Little Liars Summer School than Freeform alum Bailee Madison. In the latest iteration of PLL, Madison plays Imogen Adams, one of the main characters who is taunted by the new A. On a May 2024 episode of Today with Hodder and Jenna, Madison spoke about landing the show and what a colossal moment it was for her.
I was the biggest fan of the original. It was the show that I was obsessed with growing up, so it's very full circle.
Madison was in 2 seasons of the PLL reboot. The series showrunners told Entertainment Weekly in June 2024 that they don't know if they'll get picked up for another season, but they'd like a chance to keep going. Roberto Aguirre Sacase told the publication, "We love the show. We think we're just getting started. We're so hopeful for a season 3. Unfortunately, those dreams were dashed when the show was cancelled in September 2024. It doesn't look like Madison's on-screen career is taking a hit from the news, though. She's been cast in a film titled The Pool, reuniting her with Strangers Pray at Night director Johannes Roberts. Sadly, a number of child stars have struggled with growing up in the spotlight. Thankfully, Bailee Madison is on the other side of the spectrum, and she happily continues to do the work she grew up doing. On the episode of Today with Hodder and Jenna, she expressed her gratitude for the legendary actors she worked with when she was a little kid. While she might have not realised it when she was younger, stars like Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston shaped her experience as a child actor in a major way.
And they didn't have to treat me the way that they did, and they all took the time, I think, to try to put some bit of nurturing into my soul, so I feel so grateful.
All that said, life in the spotlight hasn't always been a total breeze. She told Teen Vogue in 2024, "I've had to constantly reinvent myself for people to stay interested, while at the same time learning about myself because I started so young." So you do both of those things for 20 years, and obviously habits are going to be formed, and then you're going to be so insanely aware that everyone has an opinion. When pandemic lockdowns were put into effect in 2020, Madison, like so many other people around the world, spent a lot of time at home. She was grateful to be safe and secure, but as she told Rose and Ivy in 2021, this period took a toll on her mental health. She said in the interview, "I had never been alone by myself for such a long period of time, so that really hit me. Mental health is a really big thing. It was a very hard period. It was a constant up and down, a roller coaster. I still feel it to this day." When Pretty Little Liars Original Sin began filming, Madison was thrilled to be back at work. However, the pandemic continued to loom large and she continued to feel isolated. As she said to Wondermind in May 2024, "We were in COVID times and we weren't allowed to have any visitors, and we were filming upstate and very much in the middle of nowhere. I remember having this moment of, I'm doing a show that has always been a dream of mine, and I'm the happiest I've ever been. I'm also the lowest I've ever been. I didn't necessarily know what to do with that." Madison is no stranger to the music industry, and in January 2024, she released her debut single. As Madison dished to People, it all came to fruition during the SAG-AFTRA strike. The actor figured she could kill some time by cleaning out her garage, and while she was reorganizing and purging, she discovered old scripts and memorabilia from her early projects. She told People, "I think a lot of that was kind of icing on the cake of the kind of mental and quiet work that I'd been doing in my own heart and in my own brain, which was trying to really tap into little Bailee in a sense and bring her back." Shortly after taking a stroll down memory lane, Madison and her boyfriend drank some wine and wrote a sweet pop track titled Kinda Fun, which she described as, quote, "kind of a hug to my younger self." She continued, "We went to sleep and woke up and we were like, let's see if we still like it, or maybe I just had one too many glasses of white wine. Then I listened to it and we were like, it just felt really honest and it felt truthful." Madison followed that up with another single, Chiller, in June 2024, further showcasing a bright future in the music world.